Hello friends. This is your very first time joining me on a live cast. I'm Natasha Hazlett, and I help entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs to get the clarity, confidence, and training that they need to boost their income and their level of impact in the world by helping them to monetize their message and their business online. So today, a message has been placed on my heart that I want to share with y'all. I am in the process of listening to Brene Brown's Daring Greatly. If you saw a post that I had just a few days ago, I was trying to figure out which book I wanted to read. And Brene Brown's Daring Greatly was something that a lot of people really enjoyed, so that's what I'm listening to. And I started it this morning, and she talks a lot about vulnerability. And so that's what I want to talk about, because vulnerability has been something that's been super hard for me, and I'm willing to guess that it's super hard for some of you, especially for women. It's really hard to be vulnerable. And what is the role of vulnerability in business? And how does that interplay? And I think that vulnerability is probably a little extra special hard for a lot of my fellow Southern ladies, because maybe I'm wrong about this, y'all tell me, but I feel like as Southern women, we're supposed to be on all the time. We put our face on every day. We want to be the best mom, the best the best person in our office, the best friend, the best board member. Like, we're always pressured to be on and perfect. And so when you have that pressure on you, you have it's really hard to maintain that and to be vulnerable at the same time. And I tell you that one thing, I made a big decision in this past spring that I was going to be more vulnerable in life and be more vulnerable in my business. And in fact, part of this kind of challenge of being vulnerable is to kind of tell you a little bit about this story that I'm sharing with you right now. I'm actually kind of nervous to talk about it, but for those of y'all that have known me for a really long time, that I'm not like a super overweight individual. And that all changed, and over the years I started gaining a lot of weight, an extra 50 plus pounds to be exact. So uncomfortable, but this is an important lesson. And for those of y'all that know my mom, who's absolutely gorgeous, it's like super hard. Hi, Tina. It's super hard to be carrying around all of that extra weight, and it started really impacting my business and my willingness to put myself out there. And so, I took the bull by the horns, and I decided to go to a nutrition coach, and I've lost 55 pounds. Woohoo! That's exciting. But that's not the point. The point is that I then took that whole journey, and I gave a talk to all of my clients. Came in for our 2016 branded summit, and I had a super hardcore talk all about reinvention and about my journey. And for me to give that talk, I had to be so vulnerable. I have literally never been more vulnerable in my life, as I was up there telling my clients, hey Bob, so fun. Happy Friday, y'all. To be that vulnerable to my clients, people that, paid me a lot of money to be there and to learn from me. And I was willing to open up and say, this is me. This is me, and this is what I went through. And I didn't know how they were going to react, because when we're vulnerable, we don't know, like, what are people going to think? I think that a lot of times when it comes to being vulnerable, we're afraid that people are going to reject us, that they're not going to like us, that they're not going to respect us anymore when we are vulnerable. And I know that that's, at least for me, that's what I thought. I thought that people would think of me as less of a person if they knew all of the struggles and the challenges that I've gone through. But what I learned after giving that talk, which, by the way, there was like not a dry eye in the place, tons of hugs after giving that talk, and it transformed lives. People's lives were literally transformed as a result. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Joe. People's lives were literally transformed from this message. And I realized the true power in being vulnerable. That when you are vulnerable, even in business, it can open up so many doors for you. And it can help you connect with people on a much, much, much deeper level. And, as someone that teaches branding, you start to wonder, well, gosh, I mean, how can I be vulnerable? Like, I don't want people to think I'm like a total loser or, a hot mess. And there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it without being a hot, crumpled mess, right? You do want to open yourselves up, because it's going to lead to tremendous growth for you. It's going to lead to tremendous growth for your clients. I'll tell you, one of the best byproducts that came from me giving this reinvention talk was my clients really started opening up to me, so that we could really start doing the deep work that needed to be done to help them reach the level of income they want in their business, and so that they could reach the level of influence they want to make on the world, that we couldn't do because they were so worried that they had to be on for me all of the time. So a lot of times, for those of you that are in a coaching, consulting, you're in a relationships business, and you're trying to connect with people, being vulnerable can be something that is going to be a great tool for you to get to know people on the deeper level and help you do a much, much, much better job. So now my clients hopefully know that they can come to me and they don't have to be perfect. I don't want them to be perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Let that go. Let the desire to be on all the time, let the desire to be perfect all the time go, and just be you. It's going to allow you to connect with your audience, with your friends, with your family, with your clients at a much, much, much deeper level. You're amazing just the way you are. You are perfect just the way you are. Wrinkles, flaws, bad habits and all. You are amazing. And I hope that from this little video that you feel inspired to be more vulnerable in life. Be willing to put yourself out there. Be willing to say, I'm having a hard time. What should I do? Because when you do that, when you open yourself up, you're going to get so many different resources and tools and everything that you need to help you grow and to be a bigger and stronger and more impactful person. Because that's what it's all about, right? This journey in life is to make an impact. in your life and the lives of others. It's all about being the best person that you can be. And I've got to tell y'all that being vulnerable has probably single-handedly, if I had to look back on the stuff that has really impacted me over the past 6 months and made the most profound change for me, it has been being willing to be vulnerable with people and let people know who I am. I mean, gosh, y'all, like, I'm sitting here doing a Facebook Live telling you all this stuff. That is super, that is a super raw and vulnerable moment for me. Because someone is, I've known some of y'all for so long. And, but I'm willing to do it because I'm growing. And so that's the message that I have for you today. There you go. Go, be vulnerable. Be willing to be yourself. You don't have to be perfect. You're amazing just the way you are. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye, y'all.